What's going on, everybody? Nate Lee bringing us another video. This time it's going to be a little bit more of the how-to video on the KTuner on how to shoot flames out of your exhaust. Um, Quick disclaimer, um, anytime you go inside your ECU and change numbers in it, you run the chance of damaging parts or damaging your motor, i.e. blowing it up. So I am not held responsible for whatever shall happen to your motor. Keep in mind, you must think of the risk that comes with doing this. Basically, shooting flames out of your exhaust, you're increasing the combustion chamber temperature, the temperature within your exhaust manifold and out your exhaust. So with that, you run the chance of burning exhaust valves. And so just keep that in mind. There are risks to this, and I'm fully aware of that, and I'm willing to take the risk. So without further ado, if you want to shoot flames out of your exhaust, you're going to want to first click on the main parameters tab here under the limiters and BTEC. You're going to want to uncheck fuel cut and check ignition cut because we want to send raw fuel into the exhaust system. So we do not want to cut the fuel when the rev limiters bounce, basically. So once with that, I must say, since we're sending raw fuel and igniting raw fuel in the exhaust system, if you still have a catalytic converter, that is very bad for it. It will melt the substrate. And basically, well, I'm trying to say it's very bad for it. Do not do it. So once you've done this, um, you're going to click the advanced features, and under the advanced two-step, you'll have a box for basic two-step, adjustable two-step, and anti-lag. So in both videos, I was running with adjustable two-step. I was messing around with it, and I found that there is a bug with it. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I found out that sometimes, probably 20% of the time, two-step will adjust for, or excuse me, engage for 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden the RPMs will climb all the way up to redline. Um, I don't know why. 80% of the time it works fine, but that 20% it just acts funny. It'll engage for 2 seconds, and if you look at my videos, you'll hear it. It'll go pop 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 pop, and all of a sudden boom, jumps all the way to redline, and that's the bug for it. The pro thing that I found for the adjustable two-step is that it allows you to engage two-step whenever you like. Um, you don't have to keep coming into the basic two-step tab right here, inputting your number, uploading it, waiting for it to upload, finish uploading to the ECU, and then start it up, and then seeing if you like it or not. So that's I guess the pros to the adjustable two-step. But I also found out that it's not very consistent with the adjustable two-step. If you're looking to aim for a certain RPM, I found that there's kind of like a delay that will, if you're aiming for 3200 RPMs, like what I got said here, it might engage at about 3500 RPMs. I guess if you are able to train yourself to get it dead on every single time, go ahead, enable adjustable two-step, and use it whatever you like. But me, I'm more of a guy that's looking for consistency. Every single time it's gonna launch the same off the line or from the dig. So for me, 3200 works best for me for my car, my setup. That's just what I found out that works best for my car. Um, yeah, moving on. Moving back on track onto how to shoot flames out of your exhaust. Um, in the anti-lag box, you're going to want to check and enable the anti-lag, so that will allow you to mess with the fuel and the ignition timing. Basically, you'll probably ask me why or how. Excuse me. You'll ask me how did I come up with 15 and negative 30 degrees. Basically, trial and error. Oh man, I can't talk today. Through trial and error, I was able to figure that this works best for me in my setup. Basically, for the fuel, it starts off as 0 or basically blank on the box right here. When I engage two-step, on my main layout, there's a wide band O2 sensor box right here. I kept an eye on that. It was reading about 22 to 1, so that was lean. So I was like, okay, I know I needed to add fuel, so I started with increments. keep in mind, each time you change numbers, you got to upload it. So I started at 5. Notice that dropped it down to maybe 18. I was like, oh, that's still lean. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to jump it to 15. Put it to 15, upload the base map to it, or write it up to the ECU, finish writing to the ECU and then start it up. Engage two-step again, looked at the wideband O2 sensor. Hey, it's reading 13 to 1. Alright, that's better. Don't have to worry too much about it leaning it out. So I can focus on the ignition timing now. So, with the ignition timing, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So, but I did know that we needed to retard the ignition timing, which is entering a negative number. So I started with negative 15, uploaded it. Okay, that did nothing. Same thing with negative 10, negative 15, uploaded it, did nothing. It wasn't until negative 20 was when I made my first video. You'll notice with the adjustable two-step, it will come, bounce for about 3, 4, 5 times. You'll with a big flame at the end, and then it'll bounce all the way up to red line. And then at negative 30, on my second video, it basically shot almost every single time, again with the bug of the adjustable two-step. Um, engaging for 2 seconds also jumps all the way up to red line. But I guess it's different for every car. I notice my car, I have an electric cutout for my. It's basically an exhaust dump. Um, with the exhaust dump open, that thing will shoot flames really loud, pops and everything. I mean, it sound like gunshots from like 3, 4 blocks away. I mean, really loud. I mean, you could hear them for 3, 4 blocks away. Um, basically, when I closed it, basically there wasn't much difference. It was basically run through stock exhaust. The muffler was doing its job. I could hear faint, maybe pop. So I'm just saying, basically, what I'm trying to get at is that if you're running a stock exhaust, it might not work for your car. If you got an aftermarket exhaust where you're running sort of a straight pipe, you'll probably hear something, hear some popping, and then see some flames coming out. So trial and error. Hopefully this video helps you guys out a little bit more. Try to keep it short as possible. If you got any questions, feel free to comment below. I will say I am very bad at keeping up with my comments and answering questions, so forgive me. I'll try my best, and hopefully this gives you guys a better idea and gives you at least a starting point. Maybe entering these numbers for you guys to start off at. Again, numbers at negative 30 for ignition timing, 15 for fuel. I have mine set at 32 RPMs. You can try wherever RPMs you like, or if you like to enable the adjustable two-step, you can feel free to mess around with that. But remember, you're going to want to uncheck fuel cut and check the ignition cut. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.